All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making the plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. Great eye in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics never the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.
What's going on, everyone? This is the Great, coming to you live on All Sports All Plays Network. I am here today with Trey Collis and Michael Concesio. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing rather well. How about you?
I'm doing great, man. Great football games. I'm doing great, dog, man.
So we're doing something a little bit different, obviously, because the Sunday evening game hasn't really started yet. We're going through all the games, 12 o'clock and the 4 o'clock slate. But first, before we go through, as we see in the comment section already, there's 3 people who said something. Trey, how can you become the viewer of the month if you're a person listening instead of a ASAP number?
Basically, how you become viewer of the month, get that awesome free T-shirt is basically all you got to do is like, comment, or share our show. Basically, comment everything you want to do. We have a lot of candidates. Just comment, and whoever has the most comments at the end of the month will become our viewer of the month and get that awesome ASAP All Play Network T-shirt.
Now, let's say you don't become a viewer of the month, and you and you still want an ASAP T-shirt. I'm gonna say it, and I'll just say, even though it says $25 plus shipping and handling, it's actually $13.99 plus shipping and handling. Christmas time is rolling around, so if you want to get a gift, or if you want to buy it for yourself, just message one of us, and we will send it with the $13.99 plus shipping and handling. We will send it to you ASAP. That being said, we have a couple of comments in the section, which we will get to them while the game is going on. Well, we cover each game. The first game is the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, what were your thoughts on this game, Michael?
I think that Tennessee obviously sent a message, and Mr. Henry's back in town. He was a beast today. I mean, he ran like crazy. Tennessee played very well today. Again, they're up and down, so you never know what you're going to get out of them. And, of course, it was against the lowly Jacksonville. But still, I'm sure that gave some impetus to the Tennessee and their cause. But good game. Henry is back in town.
And, Trey, what your thoughts?
My thoughts were Tennessee did what they had to do. They had to win this game to basically still be in the play. Now, if they would have lost this game, it would have been detrimental to their playoff hopes with that stacked AFC playoff picture the way it is right now. Yeah, Derrick Henry had a good game. He had 26 carries for 215 yards. His longest run was 47 yards and had two touchdowns to go with that as well. We all know Derrick Henry's a beast. We all know as the game goes on, he's the best running back in the league. He wears people out. He's a big boy. Ryan Tannehill did not turn the ball over. He had 212 yards passing. They really didn't need him that much. Derrick Henry in the second half, which is too much for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's face it, the Jacksonville Jaguars are just too much to overcome right now. They're just too lopsided. They're going for a number one. They don't have a quarterback. Gardner Minshew came in as backup this week, and they both looked horrible, even though Minshew had 178 yards passing. But saying all that, Jacksonville's tanking, just like the New York Jets are. They're trying to get in the field for Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence, who are going to be great for that team. So Tennessee had to do what they had to do and basically just stayed alive in the playoff picture for right now.
I thought this game was just, after seeing what happened last game against Cleveland Browns, where Derrick Henry fumbled, I think, about 3 times that game, 2 or 3 times. Mm-hmm. I think this was just a bounce back game for Derrick Henry. They beat Jacksonville by 21 points, 31-10. And that's why I am giving Derrick Henry the game ball. This knocks the Texans out of the division race, even though they've been out for a while. This, mathematically speaking. So going into this next game, we have the Vikings and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, on the Thursday night show and on Sports Minute, I said, not really big fans of Tom Brady. But that being said, Trey, why don't you take this from here? What do you think about this game?
I mean, Tampa Bay did what they had to do. I mean, Minnesota, they were hot. The only game they lost in the last 4 or 5 games was against the Dallas Cowboys. I still don't understand how they lost that game, but Tampa Bay was also struggling. Tampa Bay got back on track today. Tom Brady wasn't impressive to me by any. He only had 196 yards and 2 touchdowns. They did get their running game going. They had 170 yards rushing. But let's just call it what it is. Kirk Cousins is a mess. He's not a good future quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. The only player that Dalvin Cook had 102 yards with 1 TD. They have Jefferson. They have Thielen, who's a beast receiving, probably top 3 receiver in the league, if you ask me. But they need a new quarterback. That defense is young at the defensive end. Their secondary is young. They're going to get better without time, but this year I just think they're going to miss. I think it's just a little bit too late. I think that Tampa Bay took care of business at home like they should have. The defense stepped up when they had to, and Jones had a good game. He had 80 yards rushing, 1 TD for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Tampa Bay did what they do. Tom Brady, they're still alive in the playoffs. They're still at number 5 or number 6. I think they're number 6. So they had a good team win today after the bye week. So congratulations to them.
I have to agree with everything you said. I mean, Tampa Bay came out to play. They started off real slow. Tom Brady didn't have one of his usual games, but I think that they're going to get back on track with all those weapons. I mean, they just seem to have to click together and come a little bit more alive. I think that they have a great offensive scheme. I think Arians and Tom Brady got to get on the same page. But Minnesota was expected to win today. And Tampa Bay, like you said, they did what they had to do. They are now 8-5. They're staying alive, and I think they are going to be a team to be dealt with in the future.
But I will say this: if Bruce Arians and Tom Brady haven't got on the same page after 13 games, are they going to get on the same page? I mean,
that's a good question. I think they're going to have to. I think we're going to find out, but they're going to have to.
They're going to have to sooner or later because the playoffs are right around the corner. So,
yeah, exactly.
There's no more excuses. I mean, there's no more excuses for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team.
But Tampa Bay is getting healthy. Tampa Bay is getting healthy. So I think that all year Tom Brady didn't have all his weapons playing at the same time. I think now that they're starting to become a little bit more healthier, hopefully you will see some cohesion, and hopefully that they can get their act together.
So bring up a comment from the comment section. Brandon Herrera says Vikings need to draft that Vanderbilt kicker.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. Dan Bailey, man, he's came a long way from his Dallas Cow. Well, Dan Bailey has missed. So he missed an extra point. He missed a 28-yard field goal or something like that. He missed like a 58-yard field. He's horrible. He's going to get cut start tomorrow. He might not even make it to the plane ride.
Yes.
But
Well, question.
they need a new quarterback and a kicker. Dan Bailey, he used to be the best kicker in the league. He was better than Justin Tucker, if you believe that or not, when he was with the Dallas Cowboys. And now he just seems like he's a shell of himself. So they need a new kicker. Maybe get him in the first round. Just joking on that, by the way.
I personally wouldn't draft a kicker fantasy, or if you're a DM in the upcoming 2020 or upcoming draft. I wouldn't actually draft a kicker at all in the first round, no matter what the circumstances are. I mean, do you guys agree? Ray, go first.
I would draft him in the. It depends how bad. I mean, if you're like the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings, when field goal kicking has cost you a playoff win, then you might take him in the 4th or 5th round if you already have your team set as the way it is, and you just need that extra place kicker. But usually, I'll go no later than 6th round. No earlier than 6th round.
I have to agree with that. I think that's a good move. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Mm-hmm.
And hot take: Packers paid Bailey to miss all his kicks.
I think the Packers pay Kirk Cousins and play horrible.
So to go on to this next game, we have the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm gonna have to throw up the humble pie up here already, because I said that Miami was going to win this one, and that but there was one thing about that game that I was actually right about. I said Patrick Mahomes is going to throw at least one interception, and he threw not one,
3.
not 2, but 3. Trey, what's you're doing this? What's going on?
Yes, Patrick Mahomes threw those 3 interceptions. Yes, oh my gosh, whatever. 2 of those interceptions weren't his fault. They were tip passes, and they could have easily just been caught as well too. But so I'm not putting those. A lot of them. I mean, I will, because he's MVP and he's Patrick Mahomes, and the levels up here. But Patrick Mahomes he's MVP. I don't care even with those 3 interceptions, he still almost had 400 yards passing today. Still had 2 touchdowns passing, and he's still 24-34 passing. Yes, we saw the Miami Dolphins. They got to a quick 10-0 run. We saw how quick that disappeared, and it was 28-10 in the blink of an eye. So don't give me that. Yeah, he had a bad game for Patrick Mahomes, but he still had 400 yards passing. So don't pay attention to that.
Right, and at the end of the day, they did come through, and I disagree with you on. I still got to go with my man Aaron Rodgers for MVP.
Oh my gosh!
I know. Hey, Trey, I'm sorry. I got to go. I got to go with my man.
I'm not going Patrick Mahomes. I'm not going Aaron Rodgers either.
Who are you going with?
Josh Allen from Buffalo Bills.
Man, y'all drinking something. I don't know what y'all think. Patrick Mahomes, have you watched this guy play? This guy does anything Aaron Rodgers does, but even better. Give me a break.
Trey, I'm gonna let you know something, Trey.
The weapons out there. You go first, because I'm gonna have a response after that.
Well, Trey, I hear what you're saying, but the way Aaron Rodgers is playing with his lack of depth on his team and what he's doing, to me, is amazing. Mahomes, great year, but look at the weapons he has. And you can't take nothing away from that, but the weapons he has, I mean, it's going to make the game a little bit easier for him. I have to, the eye test. The eye test says it all.
Exactly. The eye test. Yeah, yes, Aaron Rodgers. He probably will get some. Everyone's saying he's having a great year and he should win the MVP. He probably will win the MVP just because I can't stand the guy. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I'm telling you that straight up. Yeah, but I'm tired of people telling me Patrick Mahomes has all these weapons. Yes, Tyreek Hill is an all-pro player. Yes, Travis Kelce. But before Patrick Mahomes got there, with Andy Reid, before Patrick Mahomes got there, they weren't winning anything. They weren't winning playoff games. They weren't winning Super Bowls. They weren't dominating the league like they are right now. Patrick Mahomes came and lifted them to a higher level and made these great players even greater than what they expected. I think if you role reverse it, I definitely think that Patrick Mahomes will have more Super Bowl rings than Aaron Rodgers if the roles were reversed. Don't give me – I'm sorry. Yes, he has weapons. Every team has weapons. Great super dynasty teams have weapons. But it's up to the like Michael Jordans and the LeBron James and Kobe Bryants of the world to make them better than what they really are. And you're seeing that right now with Patrick Mahomes. Yes, we all know Tyreek Hill was the fastest player in the world. Yes, we know Travis Kelce is probably the best tight end in the league. But you know what Patrick Mahomes did? He came and lifted them up to even greater standards to what they already were. And that was hard to do. So I think, and everyone's asked me to put the role reversals. Aaron Rodgers would not win with this team. I'm telling you that right now. And I definitely think that Patrick Mahomes would carry those Packers teams when they did choke in the NFC Championship game over and over and over again. Because remember, with this Packers team, all you got to do is pop them in the mouth like the San Francisco 49ers have done, what the Seattle Seahawks have done, and that's all, and they cannot respond. If they play these teams like the Detroit Lions and these weak teams, I guarantee you they will not win. And the only team that can beat them in the NFC this year, because all these teams are weak, is New Orleans Saints. They're without Drew Brees. So Aaron Rodgers has no excuse this year not to make the championship or the Super Bowl.
I think he will. I definitely think he will.
He has a great shot, but he has no more excuses. He's fallen short. Would John not agree that he's fallen short of all his miraculous career? Yes, he's had bad defenses, but so has Patrick Mahomes, and he's still won a Super Bowl. I'm just saying.
Trey, I agree with you, Trey, but you know something? That window is closing. I think that Aaron Rodgers realizes that window is closing, and it's his time now. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So he realizes what he's going to do now, and I think that he's going to place more importance on that right now. Mahomes got a long career ahead of him, a great, outstanding career. He's going to put up numbers like no one's ever seen before. But I also think that now is the time for Rodgers because the time is fading. That window is closing. Nate the Great, what's your take on this?
So I'm not going with Patrick Mahomes. You know, I'm gonna bring up the weapons argument again, but he's kept a close game against Carolina. He's kept a close game. Well, okay, Miami does have one of the stronger defenses out there, but he threw 3 interceptions against Miami. I get that there's two. I get that there's 2 divisions games that were in that match, but the Broncos and the Raiders. Broncos and the Raiders. You gave me that face. Broncos and the Raiders that were also
I'm giving
close.
Nate. First off, division, that AFC West, you can throw records. They hate each other in the AFC West, just like the NFC East. They hate each other. You can throw records out the window. They always play each other tough. Don't give me that. And the Denver Broncos, say what you want to. That defense is stout. Yes, they overlooked the Denver Broncos. I'll give you that. The Las Vegas Raiders, they're heckle and jive. They play up and they play down to their competition. So he still won these games. Now, you want to talk about teams that Packers barely won. They barely beat the Detroit Lions today. Give me a break. But it's NFL. Trey, it's hard to win games.
But Trey, check this out. They always have a hard time against Detroit.
But my point is about why am I not going against Green Bay is because out of all the games I've seen that Green Bay has played so far, I have not seen Aaron Rodgers throw a touchdown pass more than 15 yards, except for one occasion.
Okay. Let's move on. I'm going to waste too much time on that. Can I say something else about
the Denver Broncos?
Go ahead.
What? Oh, yeah.
I don't want to get in the MVP discussion with right here in this show, but I will recap this game real quick for the viewers at home. Miami Dolphins came out to a great 10-0 run, and whoever thought that lead was safe was wrong. Now let's give Miami defense credit where credit is due. That is one of the top 5 defenses in the league. That secondary is phenomenal. They have Byron Jones. They have I cannot remember that guy's name. The other corner he's leading the league in interceptions right now. Flores is doing a phenomenal job with the Miami defense. Now, Patrick Mahomes came back and took a 28-10 lead, and the defense gave up that lead, and they still held on. That's what I'm trying. But Miami, they hung in there. Give them credit. They came back. Tua fought back. I was personally thinking that Tua should have been benched for this game, and Fitzpatrick should have been played because I think Fitzpatrick gave you more scoring capabilities for us, where he's at in his career right now. But I will give Miami credit where credit is due. Tua played a heck of a game for a rookie against that Kansas City Chiefs team. Someone said, and they said it perfectly, this is actually only the second game for Tua because he did not have a preseason. He didn't get those reps in the preseason, the training camp, and all that. So basically, this with sixth start of the season, this basically was his second game. That's just the mindset of a football player, if you would say. So Kansas City won this game. They did what they had to do. Now they're on track to get the number 1 overall seed and go through Arrowhead. So, but Miami has a tough schedule. I think they have the toughest schedule in the rest of the league. I don't think they're gonna. It's gonna be hard for them to make the playoffs. I think the Ravens are going to overtake them. Their schedule's just too tough. But yeah, that's my recap of the game.
Well, Miami plays New England next week, so I don't know how tough that's going to be.
Yeah, but then they got who? Yeah.
I don't know right off the top of my head.
I can't either, but I know it's tough. I know it's tough. They still got the Bills the last game of the season. They still
that's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough one. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
So game ball I'm giving this to is a Chiefs player, but it's not Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to give this to Travis Kelce. What?
Patrick Mahomes threw him the ball. I said, good job. Patrick Mahomes threw him the ball, so he still gets a little bit of that, right? I'm joking, Nate.
All right. Next game is the Denver Broncos versus the Carolina Panthers. Trey, what are your thoughts?
You don't want to leave this one off, Nate? I'm joking. This recap of the No, I got it. Let's just. I mean, Nate, I'm sorry. I know you're a Denver Broncos fan. I know. Y'all play great. Y'all did. Y'all won a game without the Carolina Panthers, who are struggling, which you put in lightly on that. But I'm going to give your boy credit. Drew Lock had a good game today. He had a pretty decent game. What do you have? 200 and some yards passing, no interceptions, no fumbles. He managed the game very well. Let the running backs do what they had to do. That defense stepped up with the Denver Broncos when they had to. So Denver's another one of those teams. They play up to the competition. They play low to the competition. Just depends on what I think you have. But I do think, and someone said in our group chat, I think it was Chris Brown, or they're quarterback away from competing. And I truly believe that because they're going to get Von Miller back. They're going to get Lindsey's going to be healthy next year. I'm telling you, this team's they have Jerry Jeudy. If they just had a good quarterback, which I think Drew Lock would be a good backup third string quarterback. But if they get like another good starting quarterback to come in and take the reins for the Denver Broncos with those weapons that they have in Jerry Jeudy and company, this team would be hard to beat, especially with that defense in Mile High. So you're almost there.
All right.
Well, right now it puts Denver at 5-8 right now. So I mean, they're playing better than I thought they would be playing this year. I think that they are playing better, and it was a good road win for them today. And I think that they did play a little bit better today. I got to give them credit for that. And Locke did play well. They have a pretty good offense. They need some weapons, and they'll be fine. I think once they get these additions, they'll be a lot better than what they are right now.
I am saying that I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I am not going to say anyone is a bust or any of that until it's their third season. Because especially for the Denver Broncos, that they've been going through quarterbacks like so easily. He's had better numbers, better stats than Josh Allen in his first 12 games, and people are saying that Josh Allen was better than Drew Lock in the first 12 games. Yes, I did have Carolina winning this one.
So did I,
but
unfortunately.
Yeah, I had Carolina winning this one 23-20. And I'm even with Philadelphia's situation about the whole Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to say Hurts is a bust either because he's played his second start. Well, actually, first start, but second game. And my game ball for this one, I'm going to go with Denver's wideout, KJ Hamler.
Okay. I can see that. I definitely can see that. Okay.
Next game is the Houston Texans and the Chicago Bears. Chicago won this one 33-7. Michael.
I had Houston going all the way in this one, and obviously the Bears shocked. They shocked the house to me. I thought Houston had a great opportunity to win this game, and they came out flat. Chicago was playing out of their minds, and Chicago gave a good effort. Houston, I don't know what to say, man. Houston just pretty much they're 4 and out of the South, and I think that they just are not impressing me today at all. Chicago, it was their day.
Trey?
Let's just say what it is. Houston Texans have quit on the season. You saw it last week after Watson fumbled the ball with a chance to win the game. There's no reason to give up Mitchell Trubisky 267 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Mitchell Trubisky had a heck of a game, but this Texans team, they've already quit on the season. They're already looking forward to the offseason, the next 3 games. They got eliminated from the playoffs, from the whole playoffs today. There's no way they can make it. Montgomery had a heck of a game. He had 113 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Like I said, Trubisky was 24-33 for 3 touchdowns, 0 INTs, and he managed the game very, very well. That defense stepped up. I think, what's his name? Anyway, they got a safety. The Houston Texans are depleted. They are depleted at the offensive end. They lost Will Fuller for steroid use. They trade away Hopkins, which is the stupidest thing in the whole wide world to do.
Yes.
They finally got rid of Bill O'Brien, which they should have done before the season even started. They shouldn't have made him GM. That was a terrible mistake. The only good bright spot is Deshaun Watson, and he had a horrible game for himself. He only had 219 yards passing today. But they have no weapons. They have no running game. They have no weapons. They have no wide receivers. When your leading receiver is Howell with 11 I'm sorry, that was rushing. Well, Hansen for 7 receiving yards and 59 receiving yards, 11 on 7 receptions. You know you have nobody. So let's just call it as Houston's already given up on the season. And congratulations, Chicago Bears, for snapping your 6-game losing streak.
And they got they have a tough game next week. Matter of fact, also. So yeah, it doesn't look good for them. They got to play at Indianapolis. It doesn't look good for Houston right now. I think they were a big disappointment this year. I'm just very disappointed in what they could have been.
Well, I will say
I think they were highly rated.
Well, I will say this: the scheduling makers didn't do any favors by their schedule to start the season off. Starting off against Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and all these great teams.
Right.
They did them no favors at all with that heavy loaded schedule. So they already took the wind out of their systems right there. But yeah, go ahead. I mean, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, Houston, your season's over. You might as well forfeit the rest of your season because you're not going to make the playoffs whatsoever. Houston,
not at all.
I'm giving the game ball on this one to Allen Robinson from the Chicago Bears. I thought he had a decent game as well. So to move on to talk about the Arizona Cardinals, or Jay's team, against the New York Giants, Freddie's team. Trey, go ahead on that.
Man, oh man, the New York Giants. The New York Giants supposed to win we're close in every game. We haven't been blown out at all, as Freddie would say. Y'all got demolished today. I'll give you credit. It was close for the first half. They were containing Kyle Murray for the first half, but then they let that boy loose and saw what he can do running and passing the ball with all those weapons that he has. The defense stepped up. I wouldn't say the defense stepped up as good for the Arizona Cardinals because Danny Dimes is a horrible quarterback. I'm sorry. He's a bust. Colt McCoy is a better game manager than what Danny Dimes is doing. They didn't even get past the 50-yard line in the first half. How abysmal is that? I think it took them halfway to the third quarter, and then it finally got a big play, a remarkable catch for the receiver. I forgot his receiver's name, but remarkable catch to give them their only score of the game. But we're all seeing what Danny Dimes is. He's a good. He could be a good backup, but there's no way he should be starting in the NFL. I'm sorry. He was 11 for 21 for 127 yards. That's abysmal. But the running game wasn't a factor today. Gallman had 57 yards rushing. The total team rushing was 78 yards. But too much Kyle Murray. He had 244 yards passing with 1 TD. Rushing attack for the Arizona Cardinals was the difference in this game with 160 yards rushing. And Hopkins did his thing with 9 receptions and 136 yards, the best receiver in the league. So
I agree with that, no doubt.
So that's what my take is on that.
My take is I had the Giants. I definitely thought they, had the momentum swinging their way, playing at home. I figured that they were going to come out gangbusters, but obviously they didn't. Arizona, they came out, they played very well. Murray played excellent, and of course, like you said, they have the best wide receiver in the NFL, and he came to play. The Giants, I just don't know. My gut feeling is they're going to possibly have a lot of problems in the near future, beginning with upper management all the way down. And they have a quarterback problem, and they have to resolve that. And next year, they'll have their top running back coming back. That will help. That will assist them next year. But as far as this year is concerned, they're all done. It's a wrap.
Now, I agree with everything that Trey said, except for one thing. About Danny Dimes being a bust.
Oh my God! Come on, dude.
Okay,
come on.
It's because of the whole interception thing. Look at Peyton Manning. His rookie season, he had a whole bunch of interceptions as well. Look what he turned out to be.
Look how many touchdown passes he also had, too, and how many yards he had.
That's true. But I'm not going to count anyone out.
Isn't this his fourth year and the third year in the league?
Oh, that's true. No, it was the second. It was the second.
He's horrible. Whatever, he's horrible.
And the next game is the Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, I forgot to give the game ball. Sorry. DeAndre Hopkins, I know he didn't throw any touchdowns, but he threw for a whole bunch of yardage in that game. For now, to go to the Dallas Cowboys and Cincinnati Bengals game. Since Trey, that's your team. I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, I'm sure he's going to go off now.
The Cowboys are back, baby! Woo! Joking. I'm joking. I'm not one of these Cowboy fans that think we're going to win the Super Bowl by every such imagination. I don't even think we're not even going to make the playoffs. Redskins have put a stamp on that one today. I'll get into that a little bit later. But I'll give the defense a little bit of credit. Yes, the rushing defense was it's horrible. I don't understand how you can't stop the run. I don't understand why teams even throw the ball against the Dallas Cowboys. All you got to do is you're rushing 9 yards a carry basically every time you rush the ball. What killed it? What the game was today was the Cincinnati Bengals running back turning the ball over on 3 straight possessions, fumbles, and one of them was for a fumble return for a touchdown for the Cowboys. Brandon Herrera, yes, most delusional Cowboy fans, baby. No,
no. Super Bowl.
we're not going to the Super Bowl until Jerry Jones is gone from the league.
I agree.
That 22 years, 25 years of what we've seen, because those Super Bowls weren't even his. Those were Jimmy Johnson's. Let's just call it what it is. Jimmy Johnson won those Super Bowls. Even the third one, that was Jimmy Johnson's squad. Barry Switzer was just the game manager for that. So Jimmy Johnson should be in the Ring of Honor in Cowboy Stadium, and he also should very well. I'm glad he finally got into Hall of Fame this year. So congratulations to Jimmy Johnson. But today's game, Andy Dalton had an all right game. He didn't have to do much. He had 185 yards in his return with 2 touchdown passes. Ezekiel Elliott, I'm going to say this right now. I was one of the guys, never should have signed Ezekiel Elliott to that deal. Never should have signed Ezekiel Elliott to that deal. With that offensive line, you can put anyone out there. And we saw what Tony Pollard did today with this running. Yes, he only had 39 yards rushing, but if you watch the game, Tony Pollard hits those holes hard, and he is a fast dude, and he can run over some people when he has to. Tony Pollard, Zeke better watch out. Zeke's not having a very good season this year. You're paying this guy $90 million. He already fumbled the ball 5 times and more than he ever has in his whole career. But Amari Cooper showed out. He had 51 yards. But today's game was all about the running backs and the turnovers. It was already 2. It was 17-0 in the first quarter, blink of an eye. Congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys. You should turn those turnovers into points. I'm very happy for you. You beat a crappy Coach Cam Bengals. But I guarantee you, if Joe Burrow was playing, this game would have been a whole lot different. I can guarantee you that. So nothing to pat. Yes, Cowboys took care of business. Good job, Cowboys. But it's a little bit too late. Your defense sucks. I'm sorry, and I'm a big Dallas Cowboy fan. I know who Nate's going to give this game ball to, and I don't agree with it whatsoever just because he had one good play, in my opinion. All the rest, he's always over running plays, and they overpaid him too. But we'll get you that a little bit later. But congratulations, Dallas. You beat a 2, and you did what the Eagles couldn't do. You beat them instead of tied them. Good job.
Well, congratulations, Trey, on your Cowboys. But
feels good winning. I'll tell you that.
It does. It does. I mean, I'm sure they're happy that they finally won the damn game. But Dallas, again, like you said, the owner, they have big decisions to make. What they're going to do with Dak, how they're going to handle that situation. The situation with Zeke Elliott, like you said, they paid him all that money. What are they going to do with him? What are they going to? They got to get, but he's probably not going to go anywhere. I mean, so they got some major decisions to make. I mean, I know they're America's football team per se, but yeah, they have a long way to go. But I mean, hey, they put it up today over a very weak Cincinnati team, and it might give them some enjoyment for pulling out a win. But Dallas is bad. Down here in Massachusetts, especially in New Bedford, they have Dallas fans are off the hook. They are off the charts. The comments they make are just unbelievable. But hey, they put it out 37. I guess the Cowboys, they're getting better. I guess.
Could I go answer Brandon's question?
Okay. Yes. I think go.
Okay, not that one. The other one, the one about the Zeke and Dak one. So who will go first, Dak or Elliott? We all know the answer to this one. It's going to be Ezekiel Elliott. We saw it with Todd Gurley. We saw it with Ezekiel Elliott this year. You do not pay a running back in today's league. Maybe in the past you did, but we're seeing the true identity of this Dallas Cowboy team and the true leadership of this team. And what it is missing is Dak Prescott. Yes, they were 1-3 before Dak went down. But you got to remember, Dak also was scoring over 40 points. He was having an MVP-like season. And would they won a couple more of these games? I believe so. But we're all seeing what the Dallas Cowboys are without Dak Prescott. And if you're the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones, I know Jerry Jones' mindset because I've known this guy for 34 years, even though he doesn't know me. He's in a win. He doesn't want to rebuild. He hates losing, and he's in a win mode now. So with that mindset, they're not going to go get a quarterback to replace Dak Prescott. They're going to pay Dak Prescott some money. We're all going to prove he's going to prove that he's the best quarterback in the NFC East come next year, I hope. But I think I think Dak and the Cowboys are both seeing how much they mean to each other, and I think that they're going to come to a resolution. And what hurt the Cowboys, and I said this before, they should have signed him before Carson Wentz signed him, and the Eagles did. And once the Eagles signed Carson Wentz to a $110 million guaranteed contract, I knew it. I knew that the Dallas Cowboys were in trouble because that's what Dak Prescott wanted more than Carson Wentz, and rightfully so. We're seeing it this year that Carson Wentz is not the quarterback that everyone thought he was going to be. He's digressed throughout the rest of the season. So yes, to answer your question, Zeke Elliott probably going to be gone. I hope and God they're thinking about getting rid of him by next year, and Dak Prescott will be back, and we can see what Tony Pollard can do. Tony Pollard can pick up the slack for Zeke Elliott when he's gone. So we don't pay a quarterback $90 million to fumble the ball 5 straight games or 5 times in 3 straight games. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was sorry about that. I was having a little bit
what's your take, Nate?
I saw a video today, Friday's page, and I laughed at this a lot. He was talking about picking on the Dallas Cowboys because of this whole 30-7 thing, which I get. Cowboys fans are really great, and kind of crazy and delusional about his New York Giants as well. That being said, Cowboys, y'all are not going to the playoffs at all. Yes, they're still in it mathematically speaking. Y'all aren't going anywhere. I am going to get the game ball. Sorry, what was your statement on that?
I was just going to say this. I will say that the Washington Redskins, Alex Smith went down today, and if they have to have Haskins at the quarterback position, they could easily lose a couple of these games. And Dallas has the easiest schedule left on the – they have the 49ers, who don't look that good this year without Kittle and company. And then they also have the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. But the Eagles won today. They look pretty impressive, but they're going to get tape on Jalen Hurts and how to defend him and everything. You're going to make him a passer. But I think that they should use Eagles should have Jalen Hurts. But the Cowboys aren't out of the division race just yet. I mean, they could easily come back and win this division. But Washington's defense is stepping up big time, and I think that Washington is the favorite to win this division now.
I have to agree with that. The defense is stepping up. They got the Brooks playing out of his mind. So, I mean, the defensive, he's playing great. Young, he is playing fantastic. And I think that's going to help them out a lot, too. The Dallas, I just don't think they're going to do it. I don't think Dallas has got it. I don't think Dallas can do it.
No, I don't think so either. But
find ways to lose. I'm sorry, Trey. They seem to find ways to lose.
Oh, my brother was down today, and he said Cowboys always find a new way to lose, which is remarkable after the 25 years that they've had. They think they just have to repeat themselves. But they find different ways to lose each year, which is really remarkable.
Exactly.
Trey, you said, about how they can easily come back and bounce back and all that kind of stuff, which is true. They can. But you say that every single week, and then they lose 43-16 against Washington? No-name football team?
Okay, first off, let's go back to that Washington game. That was Coach Mike McCarthy's fault. I'm going to say that right now. They were only down 4 points early in that third quarter, and they went for a fake punt on their own on a 4th and 10 on their own 25-yard line. What kind of stupidity is that? That changed the whole ball game around, and it was only a 4-point game. That was Mike McCarthy's stupidity in this. They were right in that game. And, yes, I think they could have easily won. The defense was playing pretty great that game until that. And then they beat Minnesota. And, yes, I knew they were going to lose to the Ravens. But if you look at their schedule, it's the easiest schedule in the rest of the league. One of the easiest schedules. They don't have a winning team on their schedule, where Washington still has the a couple. They still have the Eagles. Well, the Cowboys have Eagles too, but they have one more hard. I forgot who they play next week, but they have to
Seattle. They play Seattle next week.
Play Seattle, but Washington did their thing today. I didn't think they're going to beat San Francisco. I thought they were going to be too high from their win against Pittsburgh, but they did their thing. That defense stepped up and got a pick six, turned the momentum around against the 49ers. But Washington is in the driver's seat. But I'm just saying, do not be surprised if it comes down to the last week of the season with the Dallas Cowboys, and they'll lose it. They always do, but they always do. I'm just saying it's not far-fetched that they can win. I'm not picking them to win. I have Washington going to win this division now, but I don't think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to win. But it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's not far-fetched or crazy delusional saying that they can win.
Oh, well, mathematically, they still have a shot. Is basically what you're saying. Mathematically, they still have a shot.
Well, mathematically, the Buccaneers still have a chance to win the division. We all know that's not going to happen.
No, that's true too. That's correct. Right.
Yeah, that's true. So the game ball for this one, I'm doing it because he has 6 tackles in this one. Jalen Smith on the Cowboys defense. So to go to the next game, Colts and the Raiders. The Colts and the Raiders, if they had tied that game, then Denver would be out. Denver is probably going to be out anyways because they play the Bills next weekend. Yeah. They're going to be out Saturday. But Colts won this one. Yeah, 44. Colts won this one 44-27. Trey, what's your thought on that?
My thought is we all know that the Indianapolis Colts, they're a playoff team. What Frank Wright is doing with this team and what they have at the weapon and how they're winning games has been phenomenal. The Indianapolis Colts defense is for real. We all know that. You see that one-handed interception in the end zone?
Phenomenal.
I forgot his name. Phenomenal catch, man. He's playing on the wrong side of the ball. That's a great catch for a wide receiver, let alone a defensive back. But let's just call it what it is. Las Vegas Raiders are frauds, man. They're frauds. They're just like they're the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Every year, last year, where they were 6-4. Oh, we're going to the playoffs. We're doing it. What was their record in the final? They only won one game. They 7-9.
They win one game.
Yeah. And the same thing this year. What do they do? Go 6-4. What's the record right now? 7-6. If you see a win in the final game, they're frauds. John Gruden, Derek Carr needs to go. He's too heckle and jive. He's a good backup quarterback, I think. But they need a new quarterback. They need a John Gruden kind of guy. John Gruden is a phenomenal coach. We all know that he is. And what he's done with with this Raiders team the past couple of seasons, turning them around from what they were, is a great job for him. I mean, they have a great running back in Josh Jacobs. They have a great line of receivers. They have Aguilar, who's hit and miss, but he can make the catch when he has to, but he also drops a lot of balls. So they can get that. They get a couple wide receivers. They have a great tight end in Waller. They got a great slot receiver in Renfro. He's just like a Cole Beasley. But they have a great offensive line. They have their defense plays hard. Their defense hits you whenever it counts. Abrams is probably one of the best defensive backs in the league. So saying all that, the Raiders are the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC. They're frauds. They get everyone's hopes like, oh, we're good, we're back to dominance, and yeah, they look like they're going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and then they go off and they should have lost to the New York Jets. If it wasn't for them tanking, I guarantee you that they tanked it for a reason. They wanted the Raiders to score that touchdown that last play of the game to get that number 1 overall draft pick, and that's why Greg Williams is now no longer the defensive coordinator for the New York Jets. But Raiders are frauds, man. Until they prove me otherwise, until they finally go to the playoffs and win a playoff game or go to the AFC Championship game, they're just like the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC.
I tell you what, Indy came out 44 points. They scored a lot of points. The Raiders, again, they're one of them teams that are either playing real well or real bad. There's no middle range to their game. I don't think they came really prepared to play today, and obviously the end result was Indianapolis fouled up 44 points against them. And Indianapolis, you got to remember too, they're playing with a new quarterback. Quarterback's fitting in real well with them, and then they're performing pretty well. I was kind of nervous at the fact that coming with a new quarterback, how would he adjust? From playing the West Coast, now he's in Indianapolis, and how would he perform? But he more than lived up to what his billing was. I think he's doing very well, and he's going to be reckoned with. They're going to be reckoned with. I can guarantee that. Nate, what's going on?
So I'm gonna give my picks real quick. The next four we're gonna have to go through, real quickly because the game just started between Pittsburgh and Buffalo. But the Colts, my game ball for this one is Jonathan Taylor. Now the next one is Seattle and the Jets. I think this is not much to explain for this one, anyways. Seattle wins this one 40-6. My game ball is Jamal Adams, but Trey, what do you have?
Seattle did their thing. Jets suck. Let's just move on.
I agree.
Okay, Michael.
Keep it moving.
So the next game, we're gonna go to the Falcons and the Chargers. Chargers win this one 20-17. I guess the Falcons are the choke kings, or however you want to put that. Chargers win this one 20-17. My game ball is to Rashawn Jenkins for 4 tackles, 1 interception. Michael, what's your thought on that?
My take was I had the Falcons all the way. This team has really upset me from the get-go. I don't know what Falcon team is going to be playing each and every Sunday. I have no clue. Matty Ice, I don't know what's going on. And I'm at a loss for words, man. I just don't understand. I figured they would be playing a lot better. You know what I mean? Chargers are up and down. They got spanked last week. I figured that Atlanta was going to come in and do some damage, but obviously the Chargers came through. Chargers 20-17. What else can you say?
Trey?
Basically, this is a game against two teams who know how to lose games. Falcons, we all know what they did in the Super Bowl. Chargers, they know what they do at the end of the games. And we saw that today if you watched the game. They basically, both teams threw Herbert threw an interception to the Falcons, and then Ryan threw another interception, and finally Herbert made a spectacular throw to get him in field goal range and win the game. So Chargers win this game. It was just a matter of who's going to have the heartbreaking loss more, and as the Falcons had it just like they always do. So nothing to take away from this game, except for Herbert is showing why he's Rookie of the Year.
And you said heartbreaking loss. Not only is that the Falcons lose this game, but they lose their chance at playoffs as well. Not like they had any chances, but they're actually out of it. So the next game is the Washington football team versus the San Francisco 49ers. The final score of this game was 23-15. Michael, what were your thoughts?
Well, I had a Washington all the way. You know, as I spoke in the pregame, I am so impressed with Alex Smith. I mean, to come back after all those injuries and perform the way he's performing, the defense is playing very well. I think that, it's a good story. It's a good feel-back story. I think he's going to get comeback player of the year. And I think that Washington is improving by leaps and bounds. And I think they're going to be someone to deal with in the near future.
Trey?
We'll say this. Watching this game, I think that Ron Rivera is doing a phenomenal job with what he has. Now, saying all that, Alex Smith is the player of the year. There's no question about it. All he had to do was suit up from that injury that he had, the Joe injury. So Alex Smith is your comeback player of the year. But I will say this, man. Alex Smith went down today again with an injury, so if he's out significant amount of time. If he's out, he didn't look happy on the sideline at all. So my prayers are for him. I hope it's not nothing serious. I hope it's just something minor and you're back next week. I'm praying for you, Alex Smith. All right. If Alex Smith doesn't play, let's open up this division wide open again because we all know what Haskins was at the beginning of the year. He is not good. And so kudos to Alex Smith for gutting it out this year. But hopefully that serious injury isn't as serious as everyone thinks it isn't as serious as it looked like he made it look. But I just hope that he's all right and hope he comes back next week because we want you out there, Alex. You're a great guy and everything like that. But that defense for the Washington Redskins is stepping up. They're the best in the NFC East. They should win this division, hands down. They might lose next week, but they're going to win their final 2 games, and so Washington's going to win your NFC East.
And my thought about this is that he does Michael, you said you think he is going to get comeback player of the game. I'm going to say comeback player of the year, and I'm going to say that he does get that comeback player of the year. But as for this game, I don't give this to at all. So I'm going to go with Nick Carroll from Washington as my game ball winner. And then the last and final game before the Sunday night football game, give a brief explanations on it. The Philadelphia Eagles and the New Orleans Saints. The Eagles had a shocking win to this one. Before we go, I'm going to say that Alpha is my game ball for this one. Michael.
Damn Eagles. You only should have won this damn game. I am so upset with this game right here. Philly played the better game today, and it showed. I thought New Orleans, again, I thought they had the opportunity to really play well, and they didn't play well. I am very upset with this particular game. That's all I got to say.
Now, Trey?
I will say this. I had a feeling. I didn't pick this game, but I think that the Philadelphia Eagles were going to win this game just because Jalen Hurts starting. No one had tape on Jalen Hurts for a full game. Remember, no preseason, no training camp. All they had was from Oklahoma, so you didn't know what the Eagles had in store for him. And we saw what their blueprint is with Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he looked like just like basically it's going to be like the Lamar Jackson game tape. But I will say this: Jalen Hurts can throw the ball better than Lamar Jackson. Jalen Hurts is a winner, and you've proven that right now. But after you see a couple of games, Saints had no tape on him. They didn't know what to expect. It kind of hit him sideways a little bit. And we all know that he's a remarkable football player. I think he's a great football player. But if you're asking him to throw the ball and beat you, he's not going to be able to do that. He's a running style quarterback. If the running game ain't happening, that Philadelphia defense stepped up and made it hell for those running backs for the majority of the game. So Eagles did what they had. They won a game, but I wouldn't suspect after you get tape from Jalen Hurts and everything, I just don't think Hurts is going to be the answer for the Eagles. I'm sorry. I love Hurts, but I just think after you get some tape and see how he actually plays, then we'll see. But that defense for the Philadelphia was actually the winner in today's game for what they did. So that's my take.
As for me, I was shocked. Defense did do phenomenal in this matchup. But moving on, since I already gave my game ball, we have the Cleveland Browns. That's tomorrow. Pittsburgh Steelers and the Buffalo Bills. Trey, who do you have winning this one and why?
Who do I have this one and why? Give me Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills are here to prove that what they're capable of. I think they're going to prove that they're no slack in the AFC. I think that they have one of the best defenses in the league. What the head coach for the Buffalo Bills is doing for that team and what Josh Allen is doing. Josh Allen's had like Nate's MVP this year. If it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, he would be for the MVP. But he's having a heck of a season by every stretch of the imagination. And he's one quarterback that has progressed each and every year. And getting Diggs back in a trade from Minnesota, you can just see how this offense has opened up for the running backs and for the receivers and others such as that. So, but the Steelers, they worry me, man. Yeah, they're 11-1, but they could also be 2-10 this year. I mean, they've had a lot of close games, and they're flirting with danger every one of those games. The Steelers got to be equally rushing and passing. They have to rush the ball just as much as they pass the ball. You cannot not have Ben Roethlisberger throwing the ball 51 times, no matter how great your wideouts are in Claypool, Juju, and others. They have to start running the ball. They have to equalize the game, and I just don't see them doing that. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to show everyone that they're no frauds, and they are a Super Bowl contender this year. Not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but they are considered, to be one of the best teams in the AFC. So look for the Bills to surprise some people and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight.
My heart goes with Pittsburgh, but my mind says Buffalo. Buffalo's playing at home. They've been playing real well lately. They have a great record, and I think that they're going to give Pittsburgh more than they can handle. Pittsburgh right now, like you said, they've been winning games because the easy's gone the other way. But I think Buffalo is going to be prime time. I think Buffalo's going to come through and play very well. I'm going with Buffalo.
So I'm going with Buffalo on this one as well. Even if Pittsburgh did win that game, defense is scary for Pittsburgh, but not their offense, not so much. And that being said, that final game. Final comments before we get to close. Mike, you go first. Michael, you go first.
What was your question? I couldn't hear you.
Any final comments before we get this?
Final comments. Well, today was a unusual day today. NFL football was kind of shaky today, but looking forward to tonight's game. And I just want to say, Nate, you did a great job today, and Trey, you are the man.
Same to you, brother.
All right, Trey.
What we saw today was why NFL is so hard to win games. You don't know what you're going to get in week out. We all thought the Eagles were done and dead for, and we saw that they beat the New Orleans Saints. We saw Miami Dolphins almost come back and beat the Kansas City Chiefs. You don't know what you're going to get week in, week out in the NFL. But what we did see today is clarification on who will make it and who will not make the playoffs. We're starting to see who the teams are in both conferences and who's going to be in the playoffs. So these next 3 weeks are going to be phenomenal to watch. Some great games coming down to the wire, divisional games, division championships. It's up in the air. Kudos to the NFL for adding one more team to each league to make it outstanding. But I'm telling you, man, that last spot in the NFC is going to be coming down to the wire against the Cardinals and the Vikings, and who's going to choke and who's going to prevail. It's going to be a key. So we'll see. But I hope everyone enjoyed today's game. I hope you enjoyed tonight's Sunday Night Football.
All right, so I'm going to use my final comment to address this comment. So what does the Jets do with the first pick? And Arnold, what does Arnold do? Brandon Pereira asked that question, and he said, and okay, Trevor Lawrence is the obvious answer for who's going to do, what are the Jets going to do with that first pick. But that second part of the question is what I'm going to address it on. I think Donald is going to go into Pittsburgh and play with the Steelers. I really do. I think this has been Roethlisberger and Drew Brees' final year. I've been saying that ever since this season started. So, that being said, Michael, this is Trey, and Nate signing out for now.
All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics never the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays. Like working your faces. Grace up the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Network. All sports, all plays. Network. We on top of our game. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays.